Hello and welcome to another quick look. This time we are taking a look at the Concrete Jungle by ColePowered games. And Concrete Jungle is a kind of city builder puzzle deck building game. It's kind of strange combination of different things. And it features a campaign, which you can see here. But we're gonna go into a custom game instead. I'll show you two different custom games. But as you see, it does feature a campaign with different scenarios. There's solo mode missions, there's versus mode missions, and all kinds of fun stuff. And superb dialogue. I highly recommend checking out the campaign part. But let's jump into the custom game. So the game features a few different ways to play the game. So you have the campaign, which has the solo missions, of course, which includes the deck building part of the game. Then you have the classic mode, which was in the earlier released version available, and it does not feature the deck building, so it's kind of a bit different from the normal solo mode. And then you have a versus mode, which allows you to play against AI or local multiplayer. Hopefully somewhere in the future there will be online multiplayer as well, but I'm definitely going to play some local multiplayer already as well. So it's also up to 4 players, so it's awesome. But let's go into the solo and I'll show you how it works. So in the solo mode here, and in the multiplayer, and in the campaign as well, you have different choices you can do. So this is how you just set up your custom game. So I'm gonna do let's do 10 columns, so it's short, and I'm gonna do one starting purchase, which I will explain in a moment. And here you can choose your character. The game features 8 different characters, which you unlock through playing the campaign. At the moment, I have only these 3 guys open, because I reset my progress as I'm recording a Let's Play series of this game as well. And Lainey is the basic character, and choosing the character changes the skills which you can buy during the gameplay. So each character is unique in the skills they have. And also, especially in the campaign, they start out with a bit different cards as well. But we're gonna go with Lainey, as she's the basic character. So we'll pick her for starters. And then you have the deck building part. So there is all these cards you can choose in your deck. I'm gonna drop the farmlands here. So you start with 12 cards in your deck. There's a couple greens in there, yeah. And you can change them as you want. And as you play the game, you unlock new cards. Like there's levels. You gain experience by completing missions and completing custom games. So there's 2 different ways to open them. And there's a couple hundred different cards, so there's lots of stuff to choose from. But some of them are locked behind the skills per character, so you cannot just unlock them in here. But we'll go with a very basic deck here. Some cards are also locked, like the houses. You have to have houses, because they're the point collecting cards. But we'll go with this basic setup and start the game. So I'll explain you how the game works. So this is the basic looks of the game, and we'll start from here. So this is your build queue, and you have 2 different choices. The white bordered area, which you can place down in the playable area, which is this 6x6 area, which might be different based on scenarios and on the multiplayer. And the building corresponds, of course, the picture here. And you see the red dots or squares and blue squares here, and they also correspond to the building in the picture. And goal of the game is to basically progress your city and gain score. Different campaign scenarios, of course, may have some other goals, but your goal is always to clear out the line on this edge. And you have a target score you need to get, and it is always this score here. And it will raise as you build the city, so it gets progressively harder to reach the score, but better buildings also make it easier, so you can work on that. Up here you also have your economy. So by building buildings and gaining economy points, you gain card purchases, which allow you to buy new cards and buy the skills, which I'll show you in a second. And if you look at the cards here, each of the cards have these corresponding numbers here in the top corner. So this card would give you +1 economy point, We have a 0 out of 6 at the moment. When we hit the 6, we'll gain a 1 purchase. And this one progresses the difficulty basically. So we are at 12 out of 60 now, and when we hit to 60, we are gonna raise it to 4, and we need to score higher. And I started with 1 card purchase, so we can immediately go in here. And card purchasing works that you choose 1 card from out of these 4, and they're always random. Based on your technology level, which is here, which is affected by how many cards you buy basically. So more cards you buy, the higher level cards you get, but they are always randomly selected. Some skills affect what cards are available. For example, this card here is a rural card. You can see it from the color of the card. Basically, greens are usually houses, blues are like shops and different kind of buildings that give you basically economy and progressivity and help you get score higher. Then you have factories, which are usually generally very red cards, and they give a lot of economy but don't progress your difficulty much. So these are basically how you buy more cards more easier. And these red ones are usually like parks and greens and groves and stuff like that, which improve other tiles. And then you have the purple ones, which are usually like government buildings, like bus stations, fire station, police, schools, community halls, and they usually are gonna vary the effects to different things. And this is a rural card here. So as in, for example, Giles has a bonus that he gets more rural cards as his thing is the rural combos. And here you can see the skills. So this is Laney's skills, and it also has the technology queue. But buying cards here will not progress the technology queue, which means that you can only unlock these skills first, unless you first progress this further, and then you can hit these other cards here as well. And we have a single purchase available. I'm gonna use Laney's special skill. I'm gonna be getting this gazebo, which adds the gazebo into my deck, but I need to replace a card with that. So I'm gonna go and replace the car wash with that. And so now we have a gazebo here. And we'll buy a card once we get the next unlock here. So, as I said, the target score is this 3 here, and we need to place buildings that collect points, like this house. So we'll just pop it down there, and now you can see we have 0 on that line, and we need to get this to level 3. So we can do something like get the gazebo here, add the gazebo, and gazebos give +2 to 1 addition tile. You can also click the cross here to remove the building, so you don't want to place it. But we're gonna add +2 to this building here. So there we go. Now it's score 2, and we have this nice park next to the houses. And next we have queue factories and stuff. I guess we'll place a restaurant next. So restaurant has this red area down on the left, and then on the right there's the blue area, or I guess top and bottom as well. So we don't generally want the red areas, as they are negative score, -1, and the blue one is +2. And you can place the red or the blue if you want to, but that's not probably a good choice. You can place it outside the buildable area, and actually the effect will not happen then. So we can put it all the way down here, and as the game progresses this way, it means the red will never happen. In case of this factory, it has the reds in all sides. If I put it here, you can see that this kind of darkens out or fades out, and when we do progress this way, the score will not still be there. So you can put something like the supermarket here when we actually have the access to this, and we could put this red line over the edge here, and we would only get the beneficial part of that. But I'm gonna put the restaurant down here, and it added a +1 on each of these tiles and minuses on the side where we don't see. And I'll show the red effect here. So this is the factory. You want to place them. So you generally want to build houses in like a certain line or a certain area, like dedicate this side for housing and plus score, and put the negative buildings down here, like this one. So there's -1 score there. And if I place a house here, I'm gonna get the negative points, but they don't do anything if they are just there. You need a scoring building like this house. And we've actually another factory here. Factory adds 3 to the economy, So we're gonna get another card purchase from this. You can also place the buildings on top of these to get rid of basically the -1 in there. And you also notice that here the cars go around the city block, but in here they actually now don't go through the middle. And same colored buildings form city blocks. And there's different cards that affect whole blocks of housing. Normally, the city block can be up to 4 tiles, but there is many different cards that increase the number. Especially on the Giles' rural, there's a community market, I think it was called, and it adds +2 to the block size, so farms can get really big and really combo with that. But let's go to the card purchase here. So we bought a skill here and replaced one of our cards with the gazebo. And I'm gonna go here and buy another card now. Also, important thing to notice about the cards is that if you look at the icon here, this one has the kind of recycle icon around it, this as well, but these do not. Which means these will cycle through your deck, and once you're through your deck, they will be recycled into your deck again, and you can use them again. These, on the other hand, are only one-time use, so you can only place them down once. But let's see what do we have here. So food processing is lots of minus around it, but it's a high economy card, one-time use card. And at the moment we are only at 6 purchase with economy purchase, so it means we would basically get a free purchase from this, and also a technology upgrade as we would buy another card, which actually might be a really good thing to do. So I'm gonna just buy that, and we gained a point there. Also up here you see automatic additions, so when you hit these points, you get automatically added these cards into your deck, which usually is to balance the number of houses compared to other cards. But also, if you look at this, this is the normal house, collects points, but this is the townhouse, collects 2 times the points, so this is really powerful to get those high scores. But let's keep going. So we'll just quickly add some buildings here. So put a house down there and another house, and we could actually score this area. I'm gonna put one more here. Also, when you hit the number 3 score, which was the required score for this, it does not clear this even though it's complete. You need to do them one by one, and if for some reason you do not hit the score and you have filled this line, you need to use this forest clear column. You have 1 life to do it, but as you progress, you gain more lives. But I guess since we have 2 in here and 3 in there, we can put the green in here and give +1 to this house, which will then clear out these 2 lines and progress our gameplay here. And down here, you see the progress, how far you are from the score, end of the scenario. And there's our processing plan, and there we go. A purchase again. We're gonna go buy another purchase, and we'll buy another gazebo. I'm gonna replace the restaurant with that, and then just let's start scoring and progressing. So house in here, shop in there, house there, gazebo, another house, another gazebo. Let's put this over there, and then factories, and green score that line, and we gained another card purchase. I usually like to go for some of the skills, especially when I'm playing different characters and I go for a certain playstyle. I unlock usually a lot of cards early, but it's also a good idea to always check what's available for you in here. For example, this bus station is actually a really cool building. You can put 1+1 to any tile in the map, but it's one-time use. Like the greens can only put the point next to them. This one actually adds wherever, which is really awesome and powerful ability. So there we have a block size economy bonus, which means this is now the 4-tile block. Sadly, we don't have any block affecting abilities at the moment, so I can really show you the block bonus. Hopefully we'll get the card that actually adds There we go. Community Hall. +1 to select the adjacent block. We'll get that. So I can show you off that as well. And we'll keep scoring here. This is the bus station here. That over there. And that is my community hall. Actually, let's place the bus hall. Bus station here in the corner. So now we can drag this wherever we want. And I'm gonna add one in there. And then I'm gonna use the community hall. And it asks me to add one to any of these blocks. And we'll add a lot of points in there. And that's the goal in there. Where are we heading at the moment? And you only need to clear this line to complete each mission. And this was only 10 rows, so it's not too bad. And there we have the sound. So that's the sound of my advancement in here. And the next tile that shows up here will be now score 4. The current rows you see will not be raised. They are still going to be just a 3 as earlier. Let me complete this line, which makes it easier to show you. And the new line now will be the new score. So you don't have to worry, oh shit, I just increased the score, I'm gonna get screwed, and I cannot suddenly get this 3 as I was planning. No worries. So, some houses. So that's actually all the houses I need. Place that there, we can start throwing those wherever. And scoring. This is a it uses building. Let's do Real with cheese, art house cinema. A gazebo, a house, and a house. Oh, there we go. And that's one of the missions complete. And we get some experience towards our next unlock, which is gonna be some new card. And we can continue back here. And if you were playing campaign, you would get access to the next missions now. But I'm also gonna show you a quick custom versus mode. I'm probably not gonna play it till the end, but I'll just show you how the custom works. The custom versus mode works. So here you have the 4 slots. Let's go 1 purchase again. And you can choose your opponent. I'm gonna just do Laney on normal. And I'm gonna change my character into Giles. So you'll see the different character in play as well. You can change your deck again, but I'm not gonna do it this time. And we'll just start this. So in the versus mode, it's pretty similar, but there are a few key differences. As you can see, the colors on the sides. So this is your buildable area. You can only you can build wherever except your opponent's colored area, and they cannot build in this your colored area. But the middle part and the edge down here is for anyone's to put down. And there's a couple of differences to the single player mode. Of course, there's 2 players now, so you take turns placing things. You have 3 places each turn, and then it's your opponent's turn. So you can plan, I'll put this down now, and this next, and this next, and that's my turn, and then the opponent plays his 3 or hers. And in the versus mode, the minus scores become much more important. In the single player, you just try to avoid and get max score. In the versus mode, you can screw up your opponent with those, which is really fun. But we're gonna start with buying a card. And Giles has a bit different skills, and I'm gonna use Giles' point to buy a farmhouse and start to get the farming bonus things for him, as he's really focused on those. And then I'm gonna just let's do play a house there, and +1, and put a factory here and screw Laney a bit. So it's Laney's turn. Laney's gonna go and buy a card, and then decide to do something. The AI actually is very, very clever and difficult. This is the normal difficulty, and on the harder difficulties, it really does feel difficult. As you can see, they will screw you over, and she just gave him 2 minus points on my house. And now if I score this row, it will mean I will gain -1 point. Also, scoring is a bit different on versus mode. So whenever a line fills, There's no lives now to clear out the force clear the line. But now when the line fills, both of the players get the score, unless the other player is winning and has the required 3 or whatever is the score currently, the required score. For example, if I had say 2 on this line and Lainey would get the 3, required 3, she would get both my and her score, even if mine is negative, which can be nice tactic against the opponents. If they have really high score and on a certain lane, you can stack your own negative points there to just screw them again. But that can really take you by surprise when they suddenly score about a billion and take both of the scores. But in case neither of the player does hit the score, you get your own scores. So your negative opponent tactic might backfire really badly, as I did yesterday, and gained about -8 negative points when I was trying to be clever. The AI actually was clever enough, so she was winning one of the lines by 5 points, and I placed like -4 in there or so, and she was clever enough to lower her own score so that she wouldn't get my minus score and screw herself over. So suddenly she gained, instead of 5 points, she only gained like 2 points, but I gained the -4 points. So it's actually very clever AI. So let's put the farmhouse down here, and we'll do another house there. And we need to start to gain some score. But I would like to screw her play a bit more. So she uses the scores here in the middle, which does open her to my things. So now she has 3 in there. And when this line scores, she would get both 3 and 2. Let's get Chelsea's special ability. This one gives more rural type cards when you buy cards here, which just combos more with the rural bonus of Giles. Let's see. Let's do a car wash here. So this gives 3 and 3. Now we are neck to neck, which would give both of us the 3 in here. So in that case, it's gonna be a tie. I'm gonna lower her score by 2 here. So now I'm winning, and I would gain his my 3 points and her 1 point from there. So I'm not really happy about that point, but I'm just gonna mess with her even more. There. Get rid of your bonus scores. And she will try to probably get that from me. She also made sure I really cannot win this in here. Not at the moment, at least. So I could screw up her more with this building. Maybe I should. Let's see what's my purchases. Community hall, library. Yeah, I'm gonna add more. Let's do a farmer's market. Farmer's market is one of those cards. As I said, this gives +1 to max block size to selected adjacent rural block, which is really cool. And it also is a nice bonus card or a point card. Let's put the house in there and +1 in there. You have to be careful getting this single tile of high scores, because there is cards that can flip those. There is a card that changes your positive to your negative, or negative to positive, which means instead of gaining 4 points, I lose 4 points, so it makes a 8-point difference, which is insanely powerful. And AI really doesn't plan against that sometimes, and they just go for a massive positive score, and then you can screw them really badly by suddenly making their +9 into -9. But that's also only one-time use card, and it's kinda rare. Only certain characters have access to that, so you kinda do waste your card purchase on that. More minus on you. And let's clear out this line. I'm gonna give myself +1 in there. And then we get a card, a farmhouse, and put down a house in there. So this is basically how this goes until we reach the end here, and the winner is with the most score. Let's play until I clear out this line. We'll see how that goes. So she's trying to do this. I'm gonna put one in there, and then we can. So this line is full now, so it will auto clear whenever. And then there is this down here, which will also clear when I get it full. Oh, sadly, I don't have really anything good to place there at the moment. Unless I put a house here and a shop down here. So we'll clear out that. I get 1 point. Then 0 points for the next line. And I'm winning this next line. Dang it, Lainey. I want to see my victory. And I'll get my 5 and her 4. And there's my 10 points. And then another line clears out. So I'm doing actually really good now. Stealing her points. And Lainey is just confused now what to do. Lainey also has a special ability that forces a clear on one of the lines, I mean the current line, which can be really awesome. But anyways, that's the versus mode basically. And it's really awesome. I have not tried the multi more than 2 players, so we could actually take a look at the 4-player option, how insane that looks. Let me just get some AIs in there. It's army of Laneys, and we'll see how that works. So you're working actually as a team, it seems. So I'll place those. Since Lainey's turn. Go, Lainey, go. Seems she's a bit slower with 4 players. So then there's the next Lainey, and this is the AI Lainey on my team. So when you play more than 2 players, you form teams, it seems, and you play on the same side, which could be really interesting. Thanks, Lainey. And then there's the evil Lainey again. This feels a bit confusing with 3 Laneys, 2 working against me and 1 working for me. But anyways, so that is the versus mode with multiple players as well. So let's exit that. Didn't need to save. So that's basically Concrete Jungle, and it's a really awesome, really relaxing, and really fun game to play. I really have been enjoying this a lot, and I hope you guys also will enjoy it. So anyways, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next quick looks on my Let's Plays on the YouTubes or on my live stream on twitch.tv/planner. I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.